I am not going to stand here and advocate for one bid or the other, but I'm certainly going to say that a third bid doesn't exist. Does not exist. I beseech the council and every 15 members of the committee from 5 of the city's 6 wards, and there would have been 6 if the 4th Ward councilman at the time had offered a name. All 6 wards would have been represented. All 6 wards, 5 wards were represented, 15 people from throughout the city. This is not a closed organization, Mr. Camerano, and as you were invited to attend a number of times as well.
I was invited. I've attended a couple of the meetings. Members of the public were shut out of this meeting.
No, Mr. Ahmed, as an agent of MDK.
No.
That's your accusation, Mr. Bajardi. That's your accusation. It's not fair to make that kind of a statement. That's your accusation. He went there, he tried to participate in the meeting, and he was blocked out. That's not right. So I want to support public process, but it's completely inappropriate.
It was a public process. Councilman Zimmer, is a public process which involved the appointment of an advisory committee to give advice to the council. The council at any time could reject that advice. No member of the advisory committee was paid for their work, their time, their effort. It was done in conjunction with retired council president Richard Del Baccio, Councilman Castellano. Many council members on this board took part in that opportunity, and they are the ones who represent, including yourself, the ward and the ward's issues. And there were many hearings on all of this in front of the redevelopment agency. At any time, people could and did come up to discuss their views in front of this council at every step of the way, since this council is the redevelopment agency of the city of Hoboken. And that's what they did. And I was at every single one of those meetings over the last 3 years, and they took that opportunity.
So were all the council members, invited to that?
At some point in time, yes, they were. And there was discussions at this table. And the last meeting that you're speaking of, it was on advice of the bond council that was a meeting that should have just been for the committee. Other than that?
Absolutely. Whenever it was closed, it was closed on advice of the committee.
Mr. Litwin's advice on that issue.
The same reasons we went into closed session tonight.
Doesn't make it right.
And at the same time, we never had a situation where there was too many council members there, where it would be a quorum problem, and there came one. But we have had so many meetings over the past 2.5 years where the public, from developers interested in building 15-story buildings in the 4th Ward, came out and said they didn't like the idea of citizens taking part in this, to people who said, "You're crazy. It shouldn't be more than 5 stories. 5 stories is the shortest building on that block. Nothing the city builds in its responsibility to everyone in the city should be higher than 5 stories. Enough with 9, even 9-story buildings. Enough with 9, enough with 12, enough with 14 and 15. 5. And the committee had to come in the middle of that, take a look at what the council needed as far as the financial constraints, test the winds concerning the politics at the time, and come to a consensus. And part of that consensus was the agreement that every council member here made that we would go to a fair and open bidding process, and the cards would fall where they will. And that's exactly what we have here. And though the committee would love to see 9-7 built on that property, the committee has no choice but to say, you have to look at the process and choose amongst the 2 bids that are available to you, and take the advice of your professionals and try to figure out, make heads or tail of exactly what is the most appropriate one. And that's the bottom line. Another bidder didn't participate. Another bidder whose bids were way out of whack in the last go-around with the reality of what the city, even the mayor, wanted to build on that property. They came back with something so out of whack it was rejected out of hand by the city's planners, who are professionals and who did take a look at that. So it is completely disingenuous for that organization to come up here and tell Trammell Crow and S. Hekamayan that we're coming over the top of you, and even though you played by the rules, you know what? Forget it. We got more cash in our back pocket. If it's for a bigger building, so what? We're going to play games, and we're going to choose a couple of council members and see if they'll work as registered agents for us, and see if we can take this in another level. This is the bottom line.
What was that allocation?
All right. All right.
Great
We'll get, excuse me.
Please. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're working wonders.
Council,
We vote to express our opinions. That's the problem.
Counsel.
With you on things.
No, you can have, everybody, council will have this.
Mr. Ramos, I resent being in this situation because of the budget decisions that were made over the since 1999. That's what I resent. And I resent the fact that you and former Councilman Campos put me in this position to have to...
He voted for you every single time, Councilman Campos.
No, he did not.
Okay.
No, he did not.
Okay.
Regardless of that. I didn't make this financial mess, but the committee worked hard.
Yeah, he's not even here anymore.
What does Chris have to do?
All right, all right, all right.
I apologize,
history.
Councilman LeBruno. You're exactly correct.
It's a history. Okay. Okay, council.
Does anybody have any questions for me, Councilman Camerano?
As the chairman
Thank you
of the Observer Highway Committee, nobody has questions for Lane? Thank you.
Thank you.